Graduates, families, esteemed guests, hi. Thank you very much for having me here today. It's a real honor and privilege to be taking part in your graduation ceremony. This is actually the first time I've ever given a commencement speech, and it's this is my first one, so be gentle. And it's not something that I ever really imagined myself doing. I could always imagine myself doing other real world kind of things, like paying off student loans, and you're gonna learn that one real fast, guys. Having kids, I've done that, and having a mortgage, but never really giving a commencement speech, because I think that when you're asked to do one of these things, you're officially kind of established and experienced and, old, and I don't feel that way. So the guy with gray hair and wearing a suit and tie, but I really don't, because I can really remember my graduation like it was yesterday from college, and just how it felt, and that whole kind of feeling of, what now? What what happens next? And I imagine a lot of you are probably feeling the same way, and well, you're in luck, because I'm here today to give you a little bit of wisdom of what you can expect next. Not that I know exactly what's going to happen next, but I can tell you, what I would have liked to have heard when I graduated 25 years ago. And I will do it in 3 points. The first point being, number one, it's not an accident that you're here today. Now, heaven help us. We creative types are not the most self-motivated bunch in the world, but something happened way back when, that your love for the medium of animation put you into action, and it inspired you to take a series of small but deliberate steps to amass the skills and the experience that got you to where you are today. My friends, you are standing on the foundation of your animation career. And I know that sounds pretty cool and everything, but I want to, implore you to be patient, because I can remember my first year out of school, and I was, really excited and passionate, and wanted to grab the animation world by the balls. And can I say balls or scrotum? Okay, I wanted to grab the animation world by the scrotum and, just do big, amazing things. Well, I'm here to tell you that sometimes your career begins with the Care Bears. Mine did. My first job was designing props for the Care Bears TV show. I designed all manner of heart-shaped balloons and rainbow umbrellas and various freeze rays that were used by the villain of the Care Bears, Professor Coldheart. And it was not exactly what I expected I would be doing, what I envisioned myself doing when I put together that portfolio, but man, I was just really happy that I was working in animation. And by taking these small steps, little did I know that all those odd jobs, the Care Bears, and all of those little things after that would lead to something that felt like it was a perfect fit. And for me, that was The Simpsons. And as big as The Simpsons is now, it started very, very small, in a building that used to belong to Bob Clampett, where he made his Beanie and Cecil show. And back in 1989, when The Simpsons started, there weren't a lot of people that believed that animation could play in prime time. It was a really different world back then. Which brings me to point number 2. You gotta trust your instincts. When you find something that you connect with, that no matter how unlikely that thing may seem, that connection, that's a real thing. That is real. And it's worth believing in, because if you don't believe in it, then who will? Every short, every TV series, every movie, every style, every technology, every process began as an idea, that someone was really passionate about. And that passion can make, that can make the difference between whether that idea lives or dies. So I say, if you really love something, then fight for it. But that is not to say that everything will be a big success. Every idea won't be a big success, and that's okay, because it brings me to point 3. It's okay to fail, guys. They can't all be gems, folks, but that's okay. On Wreck-It Ralph, we tried lots of different story ideas for the movie that I would have bet that day, as we were pitching them, would make it into the final film. There was a point where we thought Fix-It Felix would be the main character of the story. He wasn't. There was a day that we thought that the means of transportation between the 2 or the 3 different game worlds would be a magic portal in a toilet that was sitting on Ralph's garbage heap, and thank God that didn't survive. But all these kind of failed attempts became steps towards the real solutions. And those are great moments, when, as creative people, when we have those victories, when we really crack those nuts, and we get to where, we want to be. And looking back on my career, it's been a series of those moments, really, that they kind of double as a reward for the hard work, in solving those problems. And they're also a launching point for the next big challenge. And I'm here to tell you that as long as you keep looking for all those wonderful puzzles to solve, you will find them. They're out there, and that's, to me, that's really great news. So I'd like to finish up here by asking you to promise me something. So to take an oath, that in 25 years, when you guys are old, if you are asked to speak at a ceremony a lot like this one, I want you to promise me that you will, that you'll go. Please share your experiences with those young artists, because I'm sure that there will be someone in that group that needs to hear exactly what you have to say. And that way we keep this conversation going, and we give hope to those future artists that are going to be beginning their careers in animation. And if your experience is anything like mine is today, you're going to be reminded of how much you love the field of animation, and just how fortunate we are to be a part of it together. Thank you very much.